Hi, everybody. Welcome to a series of videos with Just Ask G. Today, we have again our beautiful Alex Erlich talking about credit. So, G, I'll pass it to you.
Absolutely. So we just shot version series 3, and we realized we kind of need to dive into this a little bit more about co-signing versus an authorized user. So I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm gonna pull Alex right in to help you understand how that works, so that you're not upsetting your credit by bringing somebody else on, and vice versa. So Alex, it's all you.
Okay, so you guys, I know again, I talk really fast. I'm going to try and slow it down a little bit. Authorized user. Authorized user is not the same thing, not the same thing as a cosigner. A cosigner or a joint applicant or co-applicant is again where two people equally qualify for an account, equally have access, equally have liability. What this means, if we're buying a car, if we're buying a house, if we're opening a bank account, that we're coming in together, showing both of our credit profiles, showing both of our income, and we both have equal rights, access, liability. We can call anytime and find out what's going on the account. We can make a payment. We can transact. We are both equal. Now, authorized user. Authorized user gets to come in on the flip side and has no liability. And the authorized user just piggybacks, and they can piggyback on an individual account holder or on that joint account holder. We can still piggyback either way. And what it does is grandfathers in all of that goodness that the primary account holder has created with no liability or risk to the primary account holder. However, let's get honest about this. This sounds too good to be true. So guess what? It probably is. Yes, it is. So 2 pieces. Number 1, banks used to think this was the greatest thing ever. Banks in the 80s, 90s are like, sweet, we will let you have an unlimited number of people as an authorized user. Because let's just say you have $1,000 credit limit, and we won't name any bank names, but let's just say that we have that. And you're not using that account because you're responsible, you're good, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. You've had open, candid conversations about money. And you let 100 people be an authorized user on your account. The bank's sitting there going, ooh, all these 100 people are going to spend your money. You're going to pay us interest. You're going to pay us fees. This is going to be glorious. Well, that's not really how it worked. And then when 08 happened, banks said, you're going to have 100 people spending the money that you can't afford to pay us. That's a bad idea. So maybe we'll only let you have a family member, or maybe we'll only let you have 1 or 2 authorized users, because prior to 08, people were selling their trade lines. If you see this anywhere on the internet, yes, it's still happening. Don't do it. Do not buy the right to be an authorized user. Ask a family member, ask a friend. Do not do it with a stranger. Too many reasons to list on that. Let's not go into it right now. That being said, so that's number 1. Banks caught on to this. The other piece that happened is underwriting caught on to it. They said, wait. Why are all these people's credit scores going up? What is going on here? And hey, I came from the old school subprime mortgage world. It was in mama's bag of tricks that we'd put on that authorized user and we'd skew all kinds of ratios. Well, underwriting caught on. So in the mortgage world, which is why we're talking here today, we really want to see a 4 primary trade line to 1 authorized user trade line ratio. Again, that's where you get me involved. That's where you get G involved. That's where you ask a professional for advice. All I'm saying is, when we're talking about our kiddos, when we're talking about marriage, when we're talking about where else do we share funds, where else do we want to empower people, authorized user is the greatest trick that we can possibly do, so that we can bypass those painful accounts and we can get right to the good stuff. Then once those good accounts are established, we can get removed as an authorized user It's a stepping stone. It's a bridge to doing it in a more methodical, safer way. All of that being said, I got asked a question, actually by Alondra here. Why would I not add my kiddos immediately? Because legally, kids cannot open credit until they turn 18 years old. There's nothing to be gained. Do not do this until the 11th hour. Wait till they're 16, 17, 18 years old. Think how much can happen on your account yourself over the course of 5, 10, 15 years. You might go late. You might max it out. That store might close. Any number of things can happen. So it's better to do it in the 11th hour strategically. And right now, the highest occurrence of identity theft is actually with our kiddos, because we're not looking at their credit, because they're not applying for accounts. So we don't want to put them at more risk for those types of fraud and breaches to happen by giving them credit now. We want to wait till the 11th hour, do it strategically, and it can be on there in as little as a week. So we truly can afford to wait.
Okay, I have a question for you. So our initial question was, how do I build credit? So let's say that, Mama Mary has son Joe. Joe wants to buy a house, but he doesn't want his mom to be a co-signer on the house, but he could potentially take advantage as an authorized signer to her credit score, to improve his credit score, to help him with the mortgage process. Is that what we're answering today? That's an option?
It's a stepping stone to that option. So Sonny Boy Joe, Mother Mary, Sonny Boy Joe can get added as an authorized user only on revolving accounts. He can't grandfather in on her car loan, on her mortgage, on any of these other things. This only works for credit cards, you guys.
Okay.
So he gets added maybe to Mama Mary's, her Macy's, her J.C. Penney's, and her Sears. They're her oldest, longest standing, best accounts. Now we have a credit score in the mid 700s. Joe still has to qualify on his own for income. Joe still has to build some additional positive credit on his own. But now that Joe has these 3 accounts showing on his credit report, instead of him needing a secured card, instead of him needing a finger hut, instead of him doing any of these more creative options that are going to cost him more money, more interest, more fees, Joe can now walk into his primary bank with his 700 credit score, go get 2 credit cards in his own name the right way, with no fees, no deposits, nothing, with good credit limits. And within 6 months, now he's buying a house. Hopefully he hasn't quit his job or bought a Lamborghini with this new stellar credit. But he can go ahead and move out of Mama Mary's basement, even though she's looking at her little boy saying, schmoopsie, you got to stay here. You're not married. I'm worried about you. No one's going to take care of you like I do.
Right. Awesome. And Mama Mary is not in any, she's not subject to any fallout because, no. Baby Joe and the Lamborghini, it's not going to affect her world. Correct. She's fine because we're doing the authorized signature.
Give him the cards. Mama Mary, okay. Don't give him the cards. You heard me loud and clear on a recording. Do not give baby Joe those cards.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. This is amazing. Thank you very much for taking the time for explaining us. My question as well, guys, as always, if you have any questions, if you want to go deeper into this, just grab your phone, grab your laptop, anywhere you're at, just write to us in the comments section, any question that you have. I know that Alex will be more than happy to answer any of your doubts. And if you want to go into even deeper on it, you can have the Alex information in the description, so you can call her. And we're always here to answer any question that you have. So remember, guys, just ask G with the beautiful realtor, Guinivere Stevenson, or as we all call her, G from Denver, and Alex are your go-to credit girl. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.